All right, let's talk about Dropbox. I mean, we all know it, right? It's that folder on your computer that just works. But the story of how it got there, it's way more than just a clever tech idea. It's really a masterclass in solving one of those super simple, super universal problems that we all hated, but nobody had really truly fixed yet.
Oh man, you know this feeling. We've all been there, right? You show up to work or class or wherever, and you get that sinking feeling in your stomach. That one file, the one you needed, is just sitting on your computer back home. It is just the worst feeling.
And believe it or not, that exact feeling is where this whole story kicks off. So, picture this. It's 2007. An MIT student named Drew Houston is on a bus, Boston to New York, ready to get some work done. And bam, he realizes he left his USB drive at home. Now, most of us would just fume about it, right? Not him. He got so frustrated that he literally started writing the code for Dropbox right there on the bus to make sure that problem never happened to him again.
So first up, let's talk about the problem itself. Because, to really get why Dropbox was such a big deal, you kind of have to remember what life was like before. I'm talking circa 2007. The internet was obviously a thing, but just moving a simple file from one computer to another, it was a total headache.
I mean, the solutions we had back then, oh boy. You had USB drives, which were, the go-to, but you had to remember to bring it, you'd lose it, it was a whole thing. Or, how about this one? Emailing files to yourself. Your inbox would get so clogged, and if the file was even a little bit big, forget it. And yeah, sure, some early cloud storage existed, but it was slow, super buggy, and honestly built for geeks. You had to manually upload, then manually download. It was just a chore.
And this is where Drew Houston's big insight comes in. This is the aha moment. He realized the real problem wasn't a lack of storage space online. The problem was friction. It was the annoying act of uploading and downloading. He didn't want another website to log into. What he wanted was a magic folder. Just a normal-looking folder on his desktop that, when you dropped a file in, it would just appear everywhere else. No buttons, no fuss, it just works.
Okay, so you've got this amazing idea, but here's the next big question. How in the world do you demo something that's designed to be, invisible? I mean, the whole point is that you forget it's even running. This was the huge challenge they had to solve for their MVP, their minimum viable product.
Think about it. The product was just this tiny little icon in your system tray. It wasn't sexy, the code was still a mess, super buggy, and if you try to explain the magic of automatic syncing in person, it would just sound boring. It would completely fall flat. You really can't explain magic, you have to show it.
So what did he do? Instead of waiting to build a perfect product, he made a perfect demo. And it was so simple. He just recorded his computer screen for 3 minutes. This wasn't some polished, expensive ad. It was just him talking, throwing in some inside jokes for the tech nerds on this site called Hacker News. And all he did was drag a file into the folder, and poof, it just appeared on his other computer. That was it. That was the whole pitch. He posted this simple little video, and the reaction was just insane. Their beta sign-up list went from 5,000 people to 75,000 people, literally overnight. That video became their MVP. It proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that people were desperate for this solution, even before the product was actually finished.
So that brings us to the next chapter, the growth engine. Okay, they've got this huge waitlist, which is awesome. But proving people want your product is one thing. Actually growing the user base is a whole different ballgame. And their first attempt at that, it was a complete disaster.
Just look at the math here. It's pretty brutal. They tried buying Google ads, the standard playbook, but it was costing them something like $250 to get a single new customer for a product that cost $99. I mean, do the math. They were literally paying people to sign up. That's just not going to work.
So they had to get scrappy. They realized they needed to turn their own users into their sales force. And this led to one of the most legendary referral programs in tech history. The secret sauce? It was a double-sided referral. You'd get free space for referring a friend, but, and this is the key part, your friend also got free bonus space just for signing up. It was a total win-win. And the result? Sign-ups shot up by 60% and just stayed there. It was incredible.
All right, next up, the mobile pivot. So, just when they figured out how to grow on desktop computers, the whole world started to shift under their feet. The iPhone, Android, smartphones were suddenly everywhere. Dropbox had to figure out how to be essential on this new device, fast.
And boy, did they find their killer feature for mobile. It was so simple. When you install the app for the first time, it would ask you one simple question. Want to automatically back up every photo you take? Think about that. For anyone who's ever had that split-second panic of losing their phone and all those pictures, the answer was always immediately yes.
And this move was just pure genius on so many levels. First, it solved a huge, relatable problem for everybody. But here's the clever part. It also perfectly fueled their business model. All those photos and videos would eat up your free 2 gigs of space really, really fast. And suddenly, you had a very powerful reason to upgrade to a paid plan. Brilliant.
Okay, so let's bring it all home, the Dropbox playbook. When you look back at this whole journey, from a forgotten USB drive on a bus to this massive company, what are the big takeaways? What are the core lessons we can pull from this?
It really comes down to 3 key ideas. Lesson 1. Prove people want your thing with the simplest demo imaginable, long before the product is perfect. Lesson 2. If you can't afford to buy customers with ads, build a growth engine right into the product itself. Turn your users into your best salespeople. And lesson 3, when technology changes, don't just keep up. Find the next big pain point your users are going to have and solve that first.
And that really leaves us with one final thought, right? This entire massive company started because one guy on a bus got fed up and said, "I never want to deal with this again." So it makes you think, what's that little recurring frustration in your life? What's that annoying thing that's just waiting for someone, maybe you, to come up with its own magic folder solution?